So Fish and Fix is in the middle of replacing a Ford Ranger clutch and fixing an oil leak, rear main seal oil leak. So I'm getting there, drive shafts off, exhaust off. Has basically a brand new motor in it except for the block. I built everything up from the heads up. New heads, tons of other new parts. Put a lot of work into this thing, has 200,000 miles. We're also gonna rebuild the front end, and most likely I'm gonna put a lift on it. Probably not soon, but definitely needs the front end rebuilt, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna put a lift on it. Probably a 4-inch lift. But yeah, that's what we're working on. Getting ready to drop the tranny. Got my super extension right there. That's all my extensions put together. It works out nice because it needs to bend quite a bit to access the bolts. And then got my little stand ready, the tranny stand. And it's probably hard to see. We got just one more bolt left right there. And then, yeah, there's actually not too many bolts holding this thing in on the bell housing. Just nice. But yeah, 4-wheel drive, Ranger transmission removal, almost there. Hopefully my little stand works. Yeah, let's finish this up. Alright, so it's raining pretty good outside. It's supposed to rain over 2 inches today. So we're gonna finish the Ranger here. Got the transmission out. Right there. And we're here at the pressure plate and clutch. And we're gonna start taking care of that. Taking those out and then get to the rear main seal. And then, yeah. Put the transmission back in. I was considering getting it rebuilt, or getting in the transmission rebuilt, but I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think it's still got some life left in it. It's kind of making some funny noises in 5th gear, but that goes away when it gets warm. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. And then, yeah, wasn't too bad getting the transfer case out. But as well as the transmission, got it done. One tricky part was getting this clutch hose off. My little thing here was kind of stuck, and it's supposed to push in to the slave cylinder, and it was just kind of stuck. I just sprayed a little bit of Freol in there, PV Blast or whatever, and just pushed it with the screwdriver, and out she came. So here's the transmission. As you can see, it had a pretty good oil leak. Might be kind of hard to see, but there's just oil everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So we're gonna be replacing the clutch slave cylinder right here too while we're in here. This is one reason I was thinking about getting it rebuilt. Just kind of a little play in the input shaft side to side. I don't know if you can see that. I think it still has some life left in it. We got a box of new parts here. Slave cylinder, the seal, of course the clutch and pressure plate. Got it all from O'Reilly's. So I just did the rear main seal, and I just put a new pilot bearing in. It didn't even have a pilot bearing when I took it apart, or when I opened it up. It just had like this little sleeve in there. I thought maybe the bearing goes inside, but it wasn't big enough for the bearing to go in. So there's the bearing. And yeah, it had no pilot bearing. we got the new slave cylinder and bearing. It was just a one-part deal for this truck, and this is a 1997 3-liter four-wheel drive Ranger, for any reference. And here's all the parts. So as you can see, here's our old slave cylinder. There's our rear seal. We'll take a look at that under the truck. And clutch, pressure plate. And then here's our flywheel. And it was in great shape. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit more. Got some grease on it. But doesn't need resurfaced or anything. Then here's our new clutch and pressure plate. And yeah, I just got this from O'Reilly's. Nothing by performance standards by any means. And we're just gonna use the stock flywheel again. We just started off by taking the shifter, then our exhaust. Then step 3 was the drive shaft. Hard to see right there. And we just have our bolts. And here's all our parts. Exhaust, transfer case, drive shaft. Step 4 was the transfer case. Here are the bolts that hold it in, and that's part of the shifting. And here's the shifter inside the truck. Not hard to remove. And step 5 was the starter. And then step 6 was the training bolts. And now we're here. Alright, so here under the truck now, you can see here there's our crankshaft. And we got our new pilot bearing in there. And then our rear main seal. And how I remove this is I just got a screwdriver and gently pried out the old one, and it just comes right out. And then you just use the installing tool that comes with the new kit, and just slides right on and tap it in nicely. And clean it up, the shaft, before you put it in, of course. But what we're working on now is our oil pan seal. And this is gonna be a fun one, because we're gonna probably have to lift out the motor just a couple inches to be able to remove this, because with the 4-wheel drive, we just need more space because the oil pump suction thing is in the bottom of the pan, and we don't have enough room to remove it if we don't lift up the motor. So we're gonna do that right now while we're here. So let's get started. Might be hard to see, but we just have 2 motor mount bolts. There's one right in here. We have pretty good access to it. Yeah, on the other side, we just have another one right down here. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to take out the air filter duct here. We're gonna have to take out the air intake, and we're gonna have to remove the fan shroud, because otherwise I think the fan would hit the top of it when we lift it out. So we're not gonna have to tear the motor down, just to lift it a couple inches, which is good. We are gonna start by trying to just crack loose the motor mount bolts, just to make sure they'll come. And that's gonna be our step 1. So it's just an 18mm down there for the motor mount. I just barely started. I know it's hard to see. I barely even turned it. It's probably bad. And it's already coming loose. It's loose. So that's solved. Oh, this one's untight. Yeah, that other one was loose. That's probably bad. So we're just gonna, this is a 3/8, so we're not gonna go hard. We're just gonna try to turn, get my breaker bar. A ratcheting braking bar. And we're just gonna try to get this thing. Something broke. Well, I thought something broke, which would have been unfortunate. But these power torque stuff are pretty tough. Yep, it is loose. So that's good. That large crack was just a breaking loose. So I went down through the manifold, and there's the motor mount. Now we're just gonna unplug all of our connections for the intake. Pretty simple. This is a good truck. It just has over 200,000 miles, and it got, I won't say abuse, just been driven hard, I guess. But I got it for a pretty good deal. It's 350 bucks, and that came with a blown head gasket and oil leaks and whatnot. So I've just been kind of slowly working on it. And there's our intake right there. So I'm taking out the belt. If you're cranking on something and you hit metal, it hurts. So now we're just spinning the fan. I know it's hard to see. Now we're just holding the pulley and spinning the fan off. And there's that big clutch nut. So belt's out, clutch is out, fan shroud's out. Now I think we're ready to pull up on this thing. People are saying remove the upper and lower radiator hoses, but I just flushed my cooling system, new radiator, you know, everything. And I think there's enough play in the hoses, even on the bottom, that I think we'll be fine. So I've got the tractor in now. And I've just got the bucket here. And I'm just gonna put my ratchet strap right here. And I'm gonna need to bring the bucket in a little bit closer. And just wrap it around the manifold there, and just slowly lift it up. So just unbolting the motor. I have the other side off, and here's our fuel lines, and I'm just going to take off. There's just one bolt right here holding it in. I'm just going to take it out just to be safe. Better safe than sorry. I don't want to replace fuel lines. And we got 2 straps, so that's our capacity, hopefully. I might double up the straps once we get loosened up here. So there we go. Now our fuel lines are free. It's up a good 5 inches from the mount, and I got 3 straps on. I added another one for the front. They're holding good. 2 ratchets right here, and then this one on the front drive pulley, and it's pretty good. Fuel lines got some play still. Hoses are looking good. Wow, can't believe this worked. Good old tractor. And we have to lift it up about 5 inches from the bolt. And there's our oil pan. I don't want to film the lifting just in case something went wrong, but it went great. There's our motor, the camshaft, and the bottom of the pistons, which is kind of cool to see. And this is what we have to clear right here. This is this oil pump. It's all the way down the bottom of the pan. That's why I can't get it out. So really a pain, but here it should be. Little stinker. Alright, so here's our oil pan. Finally got out. That's a pretty big job, but it had to be done. And we're gonna clean it up and get our new seal on, which I have one. I'll show you that in a minute. And we'll toss it back in. Alright, so we got that pan cleaned up. I just use a little bit of degreaser here. I don't have brake fluid, but just a little bit of degreaser. And I scraped off with this little scraper right here. Just kind of scraped off the gunk and stuff, and there was actually some pretty good chunks on the bottom of the pan, and I just got those off. So here's the old gasket. This thing's pretty old. It definitely needs to be replaced. And here's our new gasket, nice and fresh, and that'll go on nicely. And then I also got new bolts.